The best received Google Pixel phone of the past few generations hasn't been the Pixel 3 or even the Pixel 4, but the mid-range phone that sits between them, the Pixel 3a. With a near-perfect balance of performance, price and features, the 3a was hugely popular in 2019. So in 2020 we're naturally looking forward to a Pixel 4a. And this year's mid-tier Pixel release cycle is looking to be just a little bit spicy. Better specs, bigger screens, and as many as 3 different models. Let's jump into what we know so far. Although we might not see the Pixel 4a series until sometime in May, we already have a pretty good idea what it'll look like, thanks to a 3D CAD render released by the reliable French leaker OnLeaks. It's a sort of mashup between the Pixel 3a and the Pixel 4. There's a Pixel 4 style camera module around the back, but with what appears to be just a single lens plus LED flash, and the Pixel Imprint fingerprint unlock feature looks set to make a reappearance, thanks in part to the lack of motion sense around the front of the camera for face unlock. Based on these renders, the Pixel 4a opts for a single hole-punch selfie camera around the front, with smaller bezels than the regular Pixel 4. Of course, that means you won't be able to wave your hand in front of it to skip tracks or wake the screen, but honestly, the lack of motion sense is no great loss, especially in this kind of phone. It's also good news, of course, if the hefty top bezels of the Pixel 4 rubbed you the wrong way. These renders also confirm the presence of a headphone jack in the Pixel 4a, an increasingly rare feature at the high end, though still pretty common among more affordable phones. And as far as the appearance goes, that's pretty much it. The Pixel design DNA is plain to see here. Only real mystery is how the Pixel 4a will compare to the Pixel 3a's decidedly plastic construction. Will Google stick with plastic, or will it make the move to more premium materials? When it comes to internal specs, that's where things get a little bit more complex. See, based on leaked codenames tracked down in the Android open source project by XDA developers, we're expecting as many as 3 distinct Pixel 4a models. In keeping with Google's long-running fish-based naming convention, the vanilla Pixel 4a should be codenamed Sunfish and come with Qualcomm's Snapdragon 730 processor. Next up are 2 devices codenamed Bramble and Redfin, which possibly represent 2 different classes of Pixel 4a XL. According to XDA's source code investigation, both use the 5G-capable Snapdragon 765 processor, so it's possible one might be a Pixel 4a XL 4G, and perhaps another would be a Pixel 4a XL 5G. Though exactly how the branding might shake out remains to be seen here. It's also possible this is a massive red herring and that Bramble and Redfin are both Pixel 5 models instead. Regardless, let's assume they're Pixel 4a XLs for now, and certainly if at least one of these phones uses the 765 processor, then mid-tier 5G phones are exactly what this chip is designed for. And in the absence of a Pixel 4 5G, the 4a series might well give Pixel fans their first chance to use these next-gen wireless networks. But the situation around Bramble and Redfin, as I mentioned, is murky. XDA says it hasn't found evidence that Bramble is being developed by Foxconn, the Taiwanese manufacturer that normally makes Pixel phones for Google. So it's still possible that these 2 Pixel 4a XL candidates might turn out to be something else entirely. For long-running viewers, if you've been following Pixel developments closely, you might remember the tale of Muskie, the HTC-made Pixel 2 XL candidate that never was. In any case, if we do get a larger Snapdragon 765-powered Pixel 4a variant, there's a reasonable chance it'll come along with a price rise compared to last year's 3a XL. The 765 is a sizable upgrade after all, and those 5G radios are not cheap. So bottom line, the vanilla Pixel 4a should be a decent successor to the 3a, with a better screen-to-body ratio, likely some camera upgrades and performance improvements. How the 4a XL shakes out is a little bit less clear, but expect a bigger, faster and likely more expensive phone with 5G options in tow. It's also worth noting that we only have leaked renders of the smaller 4a right now, so it's possible the larger models might have different hardware features, like perhaps a second camera around the front or the back, so we'll just have to wait and see there. Last year, the Pixel 3a series broke cover at the Google I/O conference in Mountain View, California, so that's as good a bet as any for this year's unveiling. We'll be at I/O from May 12th to 14th, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss our coverage. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.